The second missing structure that I see most salespeople have is they're not proactive in their prospecting system. You know, we could have all the leads in the world, and hopefully we do, but if we don't go out there and proactively meet the right people, that's going to be a challenge for a lot of people. And so what I have found for a lot of people, it's not about the CRM. A CRM is more of a customer reaction management system, in my opinion. So I want to give people 10 categories so that they can go out there and proactively fill their database and scrub their database and get their database organized. I call these high value activities. Every single day, that's my mindset. What is the highest use of my time right now to go out there and generate new business? And I want to take the guessing game out of this for you. And I want to give you a calculated, coordinated attack when it comes to your proactive prospecting, not a reactive management system, which is what I think 90% of salespeople have when it comes to prospecting and how to keep the pipeline full to avoid that sales roller coaster. You know, having a PhD in human performance, what I've learned is probability when it comes to all these different things that we're walking you through. All I'm trying to do is drastically increase the probability of good things happening for us. And when it comes to you and your sales and your prospecting, it's the same thing. Over 90% of sales professionals don't have a prospecting system, which really means that they wake up every single day. It's random and it's sporadic. They don't have a plan in place. They're very reactive. I also know that 60% of sales professionals don't even have a CRM. And guys, if you don't have a CRM, you're playing from behind. I understand that it takes a long time to get set up and to do all these different things that it takes to go out there and cultivate a strong CRM and a system. And I use the analogy like this. It would be like me showing up to trivia and everybody there has a smartphone. I have a flip phone and we're allowed to use our phones for trivia. Who's likely going to win? The people with the smartphone. Okay, it's the same thing for you when it comes to having a selling system and when it comes to having a CRM system. Sales is a game of probability. We're trying to drastically increase the probability. And it's the same thing when it comes to Alabama football. You know, I don't love Alabama football by any means, but there is a reason why they're consistently good every single day, every single year. And it's because they have great coaches, teachers, they have all these different cultures and accountabilities and systems, and these players competing against each other. Are they going to win it every single year? No. But are they going to be in the running to win it every single year? It sure seems like it. That's the same thing for you when it comes to your sales is a game of probability. We're not going to win every single game, but we're going to be in the running to win every single game by combining our prospecting system with our CRM, with all these different habits that we're walking you through throughout this entire BSM Academy. So we talked about sales being a game of probability. I want to talk about the high value activities that I do in my own business and that I coach people to do every single day. There's 3 types of high value activities and there's 5 different categories within those 3 types of high value activities. Number 1 are your income producing activities. This is probably where you should spend 80% of your time in your business. The second part we're going to go through are the people of influence categories. These are other people then that you should be talking to as you continue to grow out your database and grow out your person of influence score. And then that is the third part, is how do you become a person of interest, a person of influence, regardless of your industry or your market. Money follows 2 things, attention and activity. Every single day I'm asking myself, what is the highest use of my time around me going out there and growing my business? And it's typically around my income producing activities, my people of influence activities, and my person of interest score. How do we make ourselves more attractive and how do we grow our database? Money follows 2 things, attention and activity. Now let's break down the first of the 3 parts of your high value activities, which are your income producing activities. And guys, this is where you should spend the primary amount of your activity and your time. Number 1 is, it's called a help list. I don't care what business that you're in, we're trying to get new people into our ecosystem, into our funnels. And so I think I can help all 7 billion people on the planet with my services, but I don't know until I have a conversation. So every single person that I come into contact with, I think of them on my help list. I think I can help you. I don't know. Let's have a conversation. And for our sharp learners out there, this is where we share with them our opportunity statement. This is where we share with them what we believe and why we believe it and how we do it differently and who we've done it for to really figure out if they fit our filter. Now, the second part is if they actually fit our filter, we know them, we like them, we trust them, we know we can help them, they're a motivated buyer, they're going to use somebody, then it's on us now to fight to earn the business. And so the second category then is, I call this my fight club, is I'm really good at what I do. I know I can help them. Therefore, I'm going to fight to earn the business. And statistics tell us it takes 7 to 15 touches to close a deal 80% 99% of the time. The fortune is always in the follow-up. That's the Fight Club mindset for me, is I'm trying to show them that value. Therefore, what happens? Eventually, whether it's 30 days, 90 days, 9 months from now, we put them into our new client category. And once they become a current client or a new client, now I have an onboarding process. Now I'm trying to blow their minds through my services to convert them from a new client to a promoter to an advocate. So we're going to walk you through a 90-day onboarding process throughout this entire system. Down the road, that's going to be another video for you. But what we're really trying to do in this 90-day onboarding process is figure out, are they a promoter for us? Or are they an advocate, or was it just transactional? Not every relationship that you have with your business is going to be transformational, but it doesn't mean that we shouldn't try to make it transformational. And so after 90 days, I asked myself, was it transactional? Was it transformational? If it was transformational, are they a promoter for me, or are they an advocate? A promoter says good things when solicited. So let's say I'm traveling to San Diego and I want to go to a bar or a restaurant. I get on Facebook and I say, hey, San Diego friends, what's a great bar or restaurant to go to? My Facebook gets flooded with all these different recommendations. Those are promoters. They say good things when solicited. An advocate picks up the phone and calls me and says, hey, I heard you're going to San Diego. I heard you want to go to an awesome bar or a restaurant. Out of all the places that you could go, you have to go here. And so guys, these are the 5 primary categories for you in your selling system. And we're going to show you how to really scrub your database and start putting people into these different categories and give you benchmarks. But these are the 5 areas that really help you start to categorize your primary sales cycle. The second part of our high value activity system, the second categories of people are really our people of influence. There are 5 people of influence that I want to have in my ecosystem at all times. Number 1 are my connectors. These are my business to business referral partners. So I might not necessarily be doing business, they're not actually paying me money, for instance, but they could be feeding me, So for an example, if I'm in real estate, who could be a connector for me? It could be a bartender. It could be a barista at Starbucks. It could be my insurance people, my title people. There could be a lot of different people that are connectors for you and your business. I want you to have 10 to 15 connectors in your database at all times that can be feeding you referrals, that are people of influence, that are community leaders. The second type of people of influence are my climbers. I call these young hustlers. These are people that are climbing that ladder of success. They might not be able to do business today, or they might not be doing a lot of business today, but they're going to make a lot of money in their lifetimes. I don't want their one deal. I want their 5 to 10 additional deals throughout the lifetime. And oh, by the way, who do climbers hang out with? They hang out with other climbers. They hang out with other young hustlers. I believe in the law of attraction. And so I want to be a mentor for these climbers, and therefore I become a partner for life in their business. Climbers have the highest earning potential, in my opinion, especially if we're really good at what we do as advisors to help them go out there and continue to make more money. The third category then are my someday people. And I call this someday people. Don't complicate it. Someday I'm going to do business with them. So let's say they were in my Fight Club or on my help list. I thought they were a motivated buyer. What did I learn? They're still a year away. They're still 2 years away. They're just not quite ready to buy, but someday they're going to be ready to buy. They still fit my filter. I still know I can help them. And so therefore I'm not as aggressive with them as I am with my help list and my Fight Club people, but I'm also reaching out with personalized touches. I don't just put them into my drip campaigns. Okay. The fourth category are my aspirational contacts. And the aspirational contact for me is I want to have 3 to 5 people that could just massively blow up my business. When it's same stuff, different day, these are the people that really motivated me. They get me out of bed. They make me think bigger. And so for me, if I can close this one aspirational, whether it's a year from now, 2 years from now, it's just going to multiply and really blow up my business. And guys, here's the point. Aspirational contacts take time because everybody's going after them. In my mindset, it's not a matter of if they're going to use somebody else or that somebody else is going to mess up. It's a matter of when. And when that happens, I want to earn that business. I want to be omnipresent. And throughout this entire BSM Academy, we're going to help you become omnipresent through your business, through your service, through your sales, through your marketing, through your mindset. And so that to me is why I'm making myself more attractive every single day so that I can attract those big fish. The fifth category is a Nexpert. You're probably wondering, what is a Nexpert? So Nexpert is a book I wrote when I was 25, and it's this concept: spend time with talented people. You're not trying to solicit business from them. You're not trying to do any of that stuff. You're just trying to add value to their life. You want to interview them. So I believe in spending time with talented people as often as possible. So I interview these people. I hear about their stories. I hear about their lives. I hear about their struggles. And what typically happens after this is they become a connector for me. They'll be like, you know what? Nobody's ever just taken the time to learn about me or to hear my story or to hear my unique experiences. How can I now help you? So I don't go into an expert meeting thinking I'm going to turn them into a connector, but a lot of times that happens. I go into that meeting thinking your information is invaluable. I can learn anything from anywhere at any time to help me go out there and grow my business. So these are the 5 types of multipliers or influencers that can really blow up your business if you work this system. The third part of our high value activity system are the person of influence categories. I'm a big believer that status sells. I've said it before, money follows attention and activity. I want to help you become more attractive to the market. So there's 5 categories that I believe influencers have to help them go out there and elevate their status. Number 1 is they do speaking showcase events. And I'm not saying you have to be a professional speaker and go out there and speak in front of 500 people, but I do believe that you should be able to articulate a message, whether it's a 5-minute message, a 15-minute message, a 30-minute message that shows other people why you're an expert. And so when you get a captive audience, you can really get on stage and articulate your value and your story to attract more people to you. Instead of going one-to-one, we can go one-to-many in a lot of different ways, whether it's through video, whether it's through actual in-person. There's a lot of different ways for you to go out there and do speaking showcase events, but you have to have something to say in that conversation. Part number 2 then gets into your networking showcase events. When I first moved to Colorado, I didn't know a single person, but I would go to 1 to 3 networking events every single night to meet more people. And that's how I grew my database organically. 1,500 people is by having this selling system where I was attending events, I was hosting events, I was meeting more and more people. So networking events, especially early on, are a great way to start to get in front of the right people and start connecting with the right people. The third category then are your mini advocate events. So you can have one big event every quarter where you invite your entire database, or what I like to do is 1 to 3 times per week, I have mini advocate events. So let's say I love the NBA or I love Major League Baseball. I might invite people to go watch a game. I might invite them over to my house. I might invite them to a bar to watch the game with me. So 1 to 3 times a week, do things that you enjoy with the people that you enjoy doing them with. Those are the 3 types of showcase events that I try to do every single day, every single week. The fourth category then is a database blast. And so we talked about the importance of filling your database, your CRM, getting the right people in there, getting them categorized. Because now as we create content and we show people why we're an expert, or we have events going on, we can now blast that out to them into our entire database to give them some kind of value. The last part, every single day, I do some kind of marketing activity, whether it's social media, whether it's creating blogs, creating content on my own, but there's something I'm doing every single day around my marketing to get more attention. We'll go much deeper into these different categories in another module to help you really work through your influencer marketing strategies. So we broke down the 15 different categories of high value activities. As you can see, that's a lot of different categories of things that we're asking you to do every single day in your business. And I used to just give people this weekly scoreboard, and I would basically say, good luck to you. Go do all these different things. And as you can imagine, their eyes got really, really big. And so even for my own self, what I learned is everybody competes harder when there's a scoreboard. So I developed a daily 5-3-1-1 system. So instead of having 10 different help lists and 15 fight club and 5 promoters and 5 advocates and 5 new clients, and then going through your person of influence and then going through your people of influence, what I really developed is a 4-hour workday, a 5-3-1-1 system to help you go through this. And so if we're just focusing on your high value activities around your sales activities, there are 5 new business conversations you should have every single day. Those are your help list and your fight club. And if you do the math, 5 per day, that's 25. That's 10 help list and 15 fight club. Then we get into your favorite people conversations. Your favorite people are your promoters and your advocates and your new clients. I want you to talk to those 3 people every single day, a 10-minute conversation with each one. And then we get into your 1, which is your connector, a 10-minute conversation with one of your connectors, one of your strategic business referral partners. The last conversation is I want you to pick one other person that you're going to talk to, whether it's a climber, whether it's a aspirational, whether it's a someday person, or whether it's an expert. I'm going to give you permission to really figure out what is that one other person for you. And so those are the 10 conversations when it comes to your proactive prospecting you should have every single day. Block out 60 to 90 minutes to really go through 5 new business conversations, 3 favorite people, 1 connector, 1 other. The way that I try to do this is I have 10-minute blocks for each one of those. So I have 50 minutes for my new business. I have 30 minutes for my favorite people. I have 10 minutes for my connectors, and I have 10 minutes for my other. And we'll have another video that breaks down this entire 4-hour workday, this win by noon concept for you to go out there and master time block, because I know that's a big part of a missing structure is prospecting and time blocking for 90% of sales professionals. We just broke down our entire proactive prospecting system. And I believe that over 90% of salespeople don't have a consistent, disciplined time block or a prospecting system. They wake up and they react versus proact. And so that's what I want to go through. The one thing that I want you to take from this proactive system is remember this: sales is a game of probability. Everybody competes harder when there's a scoreboard. And so the mindset that I wake up with every single day, compound effect, is this: what is the highest use of my time right now to go out there and generate business? We've all heard the point of any business is to create a customer. Most people go through that sales roller coaster because they go out there and they market, and then they have to service it, and then they have to deliver on it, and they do all these different things. Guys, 60 to 90 minutes should be spent on proactive prospecting around these 10 categories of people. And so one of the first exercises I would have you do is start to categorize all these different people: your help list, your fight club, your new clients, your promoters, your advocates, your connectors, your climbers, your aspirational, your someday people, and your nextperts, to go out there and really package all this stuff together. And now you can start to identify the missing structures in your database. So we want you to be proactive versus reactive. Start to build out your database around these 10 categories of people. That's the one thing that I want for you more than anything else. So once again, the teacher in me wants you to go out there and really dig in deep and actually implement this materials. You know, the largest gap in the world is the execution gap. So our proactive prospecting system, what we want for you is to really figure out for your individual business where you're currently at right now. I understand that we're all in different places, whether you're brand new or you're seasoned. I would ask you, what are your top 3 customer acquisition strategies? And I'm always amazed by even people who've been doing it for 20 years, they can't tell me immediately. I can tell you guys, my top 3 customer acquisition strategies for me right now in my business are speaking events, are my advocates, and are my connector meetings. If I can do those different 3 things every single day, I'm going to grow my business. So I would ask you to really be able to articulate what are your high value activities, what are your top 3 customer acquisition strategies, because I understand the 10 to 15 categories that I just walked you through, that might be overwhelming to you right now. But let's start somewhere. Let's start with maybe your new business conversations or speaking events or your marketing, all right? But that's the mindset, again, that you should be in every single day. What is the highest use of my time right now to generate more business? And so once you know those 3 things, now you can go out there and do that and really build out an accountability system, a scoreboard around that. And we're going to walk you through what that scoreboard looks like tied to our system, our recommended scoreboard. But the biggest thing is I want you to understand, what are those 3 high value activities? If you could wake up every single day and do these 3 things, you're going to have success at some point in the future.